Okay. So as much as possible, so trying to a very good motivation first. So the motivations that which we begin our activities. So it's like something which is guiding us, which is like directing us. And so therefore, if the motivation is a proper one, is a good one, then the actions that follow after it will be also a good one. So, in a sense, motivation is a thought that positive thought that you, or the intentions that which you generate that within yourself, to say that you will be engaging in certain that actions for certain purpose. So, driven by that intentions, then you engage in the activities. So prior to engaging in any actions, so we cultivate our thought, and so this thought, so which is the which motivates us to engage in the actions, and so that whether that action can be the verbal or a physical actions. So therefore, this the motivation or this thought or the intentions which we cultivate. This is called as like a mental the intention or the mental actions, which is mental actions, and which is in Tibetan terms, which is a reference of the layer or the actions, and which can be we could have that kind of mental actions like which as a driving force, which is called the intended action, and then the which we cultivate, prior to engaging in action, and then there will be a intending thought or the mental thought, which is a thought that we the continuation of the thought which we would have during the course of engaging in the actions.
ongi linga sha cheba ba gato da ba toje de shan wa da se zomba den da ga sha wa ge sha ina me den da ngin de sha wa ngi shan sa gi ngi gen jo ni cheba pi ne da ngi sen ja ne ba ma she de ne ge chi pe ma ma ne ba ma she lo de le ge da ti ji sing a de linga sha de ge de ni che a zo zomba le bi sha che le yong da 당하다 키가 좀 동안 노정 하는 녀석이 내세는 거. 지디가 선도와 노정 아도 봐 도저 되래 봐. 선은 대선 아도 라체버 셔라 대사버 셔라 저런 선도도. 아도 미게사가 패도 내세 링케스래 봐. 이제 다 녀래 되는 거는 아도 앞번 되네 앞번도 응에네 저런 다도. 안다가랑 더랑 내가 전부 쉬워지 레셔도 다 선택도 안nem지.
So simply, the looking into the content of this thought by which we begin the actions, and then there is a real message. There's a real spiritual guide for us in terms of what to. What to accept, what kind of actions are acceptable, and which to be accepted, and what is to be rejected when you look in the thoughts. Because in the thought, as Joseph said before, if the thought, which the driving thought or the intention, if that is something beneficial, positive, and or if that thought can be also something negative or something harmful and not beneficial, and so depending on that thought, then the which when we talk about the thought, it just simply means that when we have this sense thought that that I will undertake this action, that I will do these actions. So depending on that thought, whether it's a positive or negative, then the action that follow after that will be also determined by that thought, whether the action is also positive or negative. So therefore, when you look into that thought, and then in the initial thought, and if in the thought says to us that that I should engage in such spiritual practice, such as doing certain prostrations or making offering to 3 jewels, or the thought says to you to benefit, to help some other being, then obviously that is to the directing one to the right actions, right deeds. So something that we have to be that need to be adopted, and likewise, if in that as you observe in the thought, if the thought is saying something to influencing one to cause harm to other beings, for examples, and then that is to be, one have to understand or to recognize that is something one should not be doing, and then therefore one should be overcoming that. So in this way, that really which something that I trying to do all the time. So it's also something that we have to when we talk about our spiritual practice. So really, essentially, our practice is really to looking into our mind, and then through that, through controlling our mind and through disciplining our mind, then that's how then we can also be controlling our own behaviors and our own future as well.
다 네가 자제제 과시 차서는 나 내도 세라라래 바래 콜라치 용도와 근데 내가 영화세에 제 세라라래 근데 소소 레레세 콜라테 근데 과시 차 용도와 내도 세라라래 티 과텐들래 용도와 이제 다 내세 안되면 내기 있어 그러면
so it is in the context of what we have just discussed. So it is in that context, so we can clearly understand the Buddhist view that the happiness and the suffering that we go through we experience in our life is really then depending on or derived from our own thought, our own state of mind. So we can understand when we understand this, what we discussed before, then how the actions, the types of the actions are all predetermined in the types of our state of mind or the thought. Then through this, then we can understand the mind as a source of our experience of happiness or suffering in our life.
Sandup Tsering Zeba Zembi Pasha Zeba Pasha Sandup Pasha Tamman Shetan and the Lay Mountain Louis. Yeah.
Okay. So now we just go back to the teaching on these six perfections. So we now we're just assuming that all of you at least know what are the six perfections, and now we now from tonight we begin from this the perfection of patience. So which in the text which says how to train in the perfection of patience. So the explanation of how to train in the perfection of patience has 5 parts.
Mandarina Zevan Tagi then the Zevan and Jupiter, Candace Zevan Jupiter, Tessenga, Zevan Junior, Lord the Leg, Zeva Panjun, Jusa Zeva the Yakaya, Tessenga, Yan Denis, June London, June Lotion, Yan Legal, then Tati Jabala, Yoselabala, Candace and Yoselabis, Candace, got it, Charles. 대답 대디지 시나 안 되겠어. 근데 대답 대디가 대디지 거대버시나 갈레스. 근데 내 대디들 가서 설달 봐서 너무 정말 왜 보시오. 수능도 하셨어.
So this the explanations of this on this topic of the perfection of patience. So which is given under these under these 5 headings, and so when you look at these 5 headings and the outlines, so which is also very much similar to the outlines by which the perfection of ethical discipline was explained before. So it really in these outlines, then it really covers everything that we need to know, or have to understand about the meaning of the practice, and as well as the way how we should engage in the practice, and what we so if we for example the 5 the divisions which he says what patience is. So that's introduce you to the meaning or the nature of the of patience as a state of patience, as a mental attitude, and then goes to how to begin the cultivation of patience. So which is really about how one engage in the practice of patience, or in meditating on the patience, and then having understood this one's way of engaging the practice, then it also then goes on to show how many types, what different types of the division of the patience, or different types of patience, and then how to practice so that that is the explained then what you do when when you engage or at the time of practicing patient, and then finally the summary then give the just as was also done with the presentation of that ethical discipline. So which really shows the key element or the essential points of this whole topic, so on patience.
Dunga Chishuna, the Mutu, ye God, Neto, Zavas, Tinichia. That she, Jay Jenny, one other she, you want to see Jay Ungi one. She Jay one, attending one, one other Simon Mala, moving with a noise, Tindig, all Sam Mutu, but never the Zavas, texture, the apples on Togre. Mado, Kunto Sa, Tiga. Lajina Shalom Mamma, there's a Zava Gosse, take Pilot Moondua, Zava Gosse, Zava got name with Zakai, or my Zava got to my share. Is that so? Zava said, Carrier resident, do what? Mother, ye, same machine, I do Kale, Kale, Sam Machine, you Tata, Chile, there's just. Some Zigo, other that they are the young one, so no theatre, Rogi, Dumada, that Dumado. Nejala, you contribute, that says you, sir, the Nissel, that's Javasi, you can do that's on Tetu, catch him with chivalry in your man. That met that, this is telling is that dinner catches in sure. Legan Nazayuna, say giving on that, the more should they be. There's in any Zeva Gombi with a largest animal, cheers of a larger one. Cheers of a largest Silici or Shilla, Chichi Shilla, dead. Mama Lin Nasara Tini, where say Dunga, send said Dunga, this saddle, sell Gago, Jella, Tolego, Tilly, Lottery. Now, the car, the cheese shallot. Ling Nasa read, they sent him with Sag Dumam, Malay by chick shallot, Runi cheese, lodged. You know that should have passed on to it. Ling Nasa chile, Sag sent in a chile, Sag the Dumachi, Ling Nazi, Sag the Dumachi, Dumani, Nabi Jataswa. Sent in a chile. Then around and hers send it to Unge, name be Jasa. That's also a lone and lot, Zavago, chicken, no, it's there, Shinkego, under that. Lama do cheese, Tenica, Mogu, Geshe, Lama, Geshe, Mogu, Naga Ron, Chinzo, Naga Ron, Lodge Jenny, that Mamma was the little Naza Jaya, says you would do sing some lesson. That's a caress. That's city. The chick shall say, wrong chick about chick shall, chick shall, Yagata, Gadish, the Calicom, take about some to happen to us that some dead no should have ever said, should say,
so the first topic is what patient is. So in generally, so before we begin this explanation here, so the generally, so we say that a patient means an ability to be not mentally not this very like literally disturbed or stir by any by being afflicted by any sufferings or receiving any harm from or the object of harm. So that's the like a general meaning or the definition of the patient. So being it's a state of mind which is not really affected by, not stirred or not annoyed by the any receiving any by receiving any harm or any the undergoing any sufferings. So when you look at this and then how this meaning of the patient and then we can see this really actually statement really explains the what patient is. So when we say patience, and we are talking about being patient to something, then, and what is that? If you look into what we have to be patient, and then usually then that we have to be patient with some harm, some like the harmful cause or the circumstance or the conditions that we confront, such as if somebody's saying some harsh speech to you, or showing a really the very bad a gesture to you, and so you have to be, in that sense, you have to be not being you have to be patient with that. Or sometimes when we have to be patient when when we are afflicted with some sort of sufferings or some unhappiness or certain difficulties, and so because it is really the when we look into this time when we lose our temper, lose our patience, so this time usually is a time when we are mentally when we are not at the in a good mood, or when we are not happy, and in that kind of situation, sometimes even it doesn't take a major cause or the conditions to really to lose our temper. It can be very slightest things can really we can get angry and we will get very enraged, and so therefore the we have to understand here. So when we look at this, and when we talk about the practice of patience, so we is really talking in terms of being patient from within. We are not just talking about patient. Doesn't mean that when you confront certain the adverse a condition or circumstance, and then if somebody says something bad to you or whatever, do things something something hurtful to you, so you just been very being quiet about it, not immediately responding to that, reacting to that, but still, it is if we may be still possible that possible that we will still resent that. If we're not patient, then we will still resenting, still really holding grudge within ourselves. So therefore, this is what happens when even some people say that if they practice patience or the tolerance, then it really brings it make them feel painful. make them feel painful, And so this is happen when it feels painful because because you are holding the hatred or the resentment within yourself. So therefore, in a sense, you are not really have not really applied the patience. So therefore, it's on the other hand, if we apply the practice of patience, then which I know that a lot of people, students here, who have been practicing applying the patience in their real life situation, and I have seen when you talk about the benefit of the practice of patience, we don't necessarily have to talk about certain life stories of certain like past great lamas or great masters, but in fact we can see even in here some people when they practice that, and we can see how through the practice of patience they are able to forgive certain the harmful things, certain difficult things that happened in the past, and which which has been for their whole life been that has been a cause of the continuous cause of sufferings. But however, and there are some people applying this practice of patience, and then through even to trying to engaging in meditation practice, such as the one that we just did before, like the giving and taking, and how through this practice, then even certain the hurtful thing that happened in the past, certain the thing that which will always make you feel very very painful inside you, and how through this practice then it can be transformed into something very positive, and rather it gives you more. You utilize that to bring more joy in your mind, and so therefore this we can call when we can call this through practice, when through the applying the practice into our life, and then when we are able to transform certain like an adverse situation into something very into a favorable situation that adds more joy, and happiness, then that's what we can call that as the real the benefit of the Dharma, or we can call that as the blessing of the Dharma, and that one receivings. So, whereas on the other hand, how if we lack the practice of Dharma, and then how sometime in our life situations, then where there are certain things like unavoidable things, like certain, if for example if we suffer certain physical illness and had to go through that, then all certain external very adverse situation, then on top of that, then we will be making our situation or suffering even worse by then mentally worrying about the whole situations, and so therefore the at the end, then our experience become then really too much for us to handle. So in this way, essentially, so what is important here is that our practice, like we talk about the practice of the patience, so it has to come from one's own heart, or from within one's own mind. No.
That's the song. Chim, I share with Nigas, Roni, she share with Nigas, Roni tell Chava Pound. You know, talk. Ron doesn't lodge your money, lodge your mother Chava Potting. The name of the doing it. The little I know, I enjoy Tanzania Terro, you know. They Tanzania card. xie se, ye zhe ya jin rui, dang zhe zhe re. Xie chungi ma se, ye zhe ya jia, so jie song do re, xie kanga se, ye zhe kanga zo ba se, ye ba se, so pa xie longo dir ji, de shi la jin chang yong ga re. Den chang re, da rong yin so ji ye ba de wa, ga ro da jia nian yong ra, so zhe nge ne lo zhe yong ga re. Na, de ji song do zo ya bo wa re, da zong nong de, na da.
So it's on the based on one's own life experience. Then we have to try to see the what benefit that Dharma brings in one's life, and the what kind of changes that the Dharma brings to one's life. So we have to see. In following the Dharma practice, so we have to expect that that we are we have gained more like excellent qualities and or have become a better persons now than before when we have not engage in the Dharma practice, when we have not met the Dharmas, and at the same time, as well as we have to target that in a year later, that then as you follow the Dharma practice, then you would even later then will even gain more, develop more. Such spiritual qualities and spiritual realizations than what one has already got it. So through this process, as we engage in the spiritual practice, and then as well as you we observe, we take note of our own the various steps, the stages of the life, that how we make progress on as a person and with the spiritual qualities. Then we can actually recognize that in fact it is possible for us as a person that to actually to be able to as we move forward, then to be able to reduce or to minimize all the flaws or the faults, or and on the other hand to be able to increase or gain more positive or the excellent qualities, and so we can able to establish in this way, on the basis of our own experience, so we can establish the possibility of reaching to the complete state of enlightenment. So which is the state where the state where complete or the supreme in the sense that you in a state where you have removed all the flaws or the fault, and whereas you completed or perfected all the excellent qualities. And now if you go to the text, to the section on what patience is, so it says patience is disregarding harm done to you. So this can be taken in the sense of being not concerned about or not annoyed by the harm done to you, or not not reacting to the harm with the sense of retaliations also.
Da rongi jila dunga shua la then tonda la padam da dunga tole de ngene da kechum shara ni manula te zeva sa dunga tole zeva de kechum shara sungwa dan de wode lama jong khon de wode le wode de da che mu de rang ne ga ne ga ga ne ma de dunga me ba je ka li khon de 가디는 아주 용화를 내용듯이 코 돌려내요나 저는 앞에래 용어라 코 돌려면 그냥이 제용어라 근데 개춤을 써는 개춤을 용화 돌려주세요 봐서 용화 돌려 용기지 라서 용기지라 용화 쉬어라 돈들라 반 쉬어라 돈들라 봐 쉬어 돈들라 봐 대자다 그거
and then it says accepting the suffering arise in your mind stream. So this is to as it clearly says, it means to it means to be able to the accept, the voluntarily accept the sufferings, and in fact of course the detail will come more is explained a bit later on, but really of these three types of patience, so this patient of accepting sufferings, so it's something very very important, most important, and because when as a whole in our life, so there's no is all we are perpetually always undergoing some form of sufferings, and we are subject to the certain nature of the sufferings, and so therefore it is very important therefore to be able to develop certain strength of certain understandings, so through which we can be more able to tolerate the sufferings, and so we cannot we are not always being completely overwhelmed by or completely overpowered by this the experience of sufferings.
Somebody chila ngeba seba la meba shada neba gosa chila ngeze so da chi chi da me la so tana la pa sono tong re no se pa se ma ju ba se chi neba ten la ta le se chi ma ten la ta ze ba se chila ngeze ze ba sa de de la on me yong wa ma de ya da chi de ba la yo ngen tunga thole ma ju no chi dang ke ja yo ngi la ma go jang ke ja donga thole te den ding chi la nge se ja ba me na ka nga yu ya re de da je ma she sen se san to de.
And then the next and then and being certain about the teaching and firmly maintaining belief in them. So this is also as a Dhamma practice and practitioners and meditators and also having certain a great interest in Dhamma. So it's important to develop this patience of being certain about the teaching, about the teaching and firmly maintaining belief in them. So which is the patience of definitely thinking of dhammas, and such as the we ability to if we are studying on the about the view of like the selflessness, and then we are able to maintain our focus, our interest and enthusiasm just on that topic, and of course that also need a great deal of patience, and resilience. And then goes, so the detail about all these things comes later on, so we won't go it now. So so there are three sets of factors incompatible with these. So this is talking about the three, like the opposite to the about, the three types of patience. So we says here, for the first, hostilities. So so that arise, hostile, for example, if we lack the first patient, the patient of, like where it says disregarding harm done to you, or if we lack that patience, then we will be easily really provoked, by any harm that we receive from others, and from harm caused, and then we would then usually then we become angry, or we lose our temper, and so and become like the animosities then actually will arise. So this is what is talking about, the first one. And then for the second, the hostility and the loss of courage. So how in a situations, so if where we face certain experience sufferings, wherein we experience sufferings, and then if you are unable to take that suffering or take the loss upon ourselves, then this can, and as a result of that, then we will feel so so hurt, and so mentally will be very annoyed, very disturbed, and so therefore in this way, then at the same time, then we will then lose our temper and get angry, and so in this way, as it says, as our mind get filled with such a very the angry thought and the unhappiness, then because of that, then this can also then will have the effect. It will have the effect of loosening our spirits, our what's the word? The ardor, is it called? I'm not pronouncing properly. Ardor, A-R-D-O-R. It's like a passion, you know, like your enthusiasm. So you lose that. No. No.
Some Saturn, Duma Tole, and Duma say Tad, and Hakon. Shangar Sierra. Ganga Toledo, Ganga she touch with you, Ganga Toledris. You know. Duma Tole, Duma says that you are little sure you say you Mudia. You want to let the man must say, 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 my shoe. Is that you must send out for you told me something to Mammy, Mandeba was, Chilang is there, Chilang Miba, she said about Mandeba, Chilang is there, manner, there's a Kangale, then Miba Mankaren, no, Shende Mankaren, no, that's a chicken cage in you are. There's a during a jatin, Kate Mankara Panoja.
Yes. So the loss of courage. So which in there's in the Tibetan there's a word so Shiva which has that. I was talking about that the courage, the energies, you know, the losing of that spirit, and so this is the third for the third, the disbelief and dislike. So, which you know, like those people, you know, who have been following the dharmas, following the dharma practice, studying dharmas. So you know, we would know how if we lack this, the interest, the motivations in our learning and lacking, and then also if we're not able to develop the faith in our learning and in our practice, then how, you know, sometimes then we will lose interest in our practice, and then, you know, then there are some cases where then people completely you know, giving up the spiritual practice or the meditation altogether.
Zebi Pasha Zo said, Ronya Kundong go, Kundo Pango, Trola Subang go, Bigotin, say Comatash Masilatin, Zebi Pasha Mato, Neja Sentin about Latin, Sego Maris, Tata go, Tata is on Mari. Gibaka, Roni said to each other. Gibat is that Giban Roni said to be said, Mr. Rongi said to Wani, Gibat to be said, Roni control it, Rongi did control Matajan. Gibat has so the same though, that are going to Asha, that in the change the red.
So just the continue with the previous the explanation of the previous line. So even His Holiness Dalai Lama quite often make the comment that the best way to tackle the problem is to fully engage in the method, in the means of you know, the tackling the problem or solving the problems. So in similar way, you know, it is like when we talk here, in order to no. So to also, so therefore to His Holiness also said that so the also the best thing that he learned from the a difficult situation is to knowing that the accepting that the difficult situation. So and as the very most the effective way to be able to overcome the difficulties. So now then it goes on. Perfecting patience means that you simply complete your conditioning to a state of mind wherein you have stopped your anger and the like. So it is not contingent upon all living beings becoming free from undisciplined and disciplined conduct, because you will not be able to bring this about, and because you accomplish your purpose just by disciplining your own mind. No, sir. And then continue with the quote from the engaging in the Bodhisattva states. So undisciplined persons are as limitless as space, so you could never overcome them. So if you conquer the single mental state of anger, it is like vanquishing all your enemies. Where could you get enough leather to cover the entire surface of the earth? So wearing just the leather of your sandals is like covering all the earth. So similarly, I cannot change external things, but when I can change my state of mind, why do I need to change anything else? So we have already discussed this similar, this teaching in the past, and also if you just read it, it is kind of self-explanatory.
So control Georgia die some control monkey was at the tender die some do that. You know, so no tennis to go out in your money. Damn, was on control was all marriage. Mother still never sing come on, was on control was all marriage. So don't marry. Yeah. 세제 monsieur 농견 탄노와이나 대조바가 내가 말해 초에선데 집어도 줘잖아 나자다 저는 좀 받는다 옛날에 내내 그러면은 라 먹기로 매가도 나 뉴산 센다가 먹기로 잡아 나 무산 선은 된데 또 나가지 하고 오고요 먹기로 잡아들 먹가서 그 먹는거야 뭐세와 단대나 뭐세와 째들 막 먹ಕೊಂ게 먹는거야 라 손은 된데 또 나게는 해도가 롱기 큰저 거바자지 싫어 장 여사면 가이 자 가서는 돼서 다시 빠지래 나저저 좀 추 대가 다 뒤빼들래 야 빼들래 사제제다 거기죠. 제가 거기 갈라라서. 자, 다들 하고서 내가들 갈세네. 사주 강하고 세모 차대요나. 다 고바 가더라. 가서 곳이 아니라 고바 될 때는 세모 모습이 다시 그거 알아. 그래. 다 참마 대가 서서 문내비 타지고 타진 거는 다 사실 강가다 거의 이거잖아. 거의 누구냐 말이야. 다 서서 고바서 저거라 고바 캐자 그지 고하지 요잖아. 사서 요한 최소한 개발진 됐어. 라 다른 사람도 안 좋아져 가르잖아. 다 내가 또 코면 세마지는 고바는 내봐도 문내봐다 개발어. 라 대가 다 사서 고하요 뭐가지 혼자 고하요 키 개발은 됐어. 대나 다트발라 다강가 저거가 롱지제 큰소도 저제 대다세 다저 된다는래서 다선 된도도 하대 뭐여서 거저 자제 요돈 다세 된다래서 서랑이 보지는 이보요 현지지는 뭐도 세네 나게 서도 마셔도 너무 많이 가는 대제 서랑이 보요 성하자 서랑이 보요 아주 서도 너무 가도 나게 센데 서도시 대단 지스로 싫어가 되려면 큰 로드시 너나 나는 이제는 좀 받았잖아 것이 게이스다 이제는 너반다 진짜 게이스 제도 발다 그거 말이었어 서서 예텔 큰 로드시 도야 제도 그거 뭐들 되다 다 된다 다 같이 저 하고 왔다 내가 고비다 다니기다
So if we just ever thought on this Shantidevas the quotation, so where making when it says undisciplined person are as limitless as space, so you could never overcome them. So this is saying in the context of the overcoming, how to overcoming the or defeating the enemies, and so as it's saying here, in defeating the enemy, instead of the targeting or recognizing that the enemy is within us, which is in the form of like anger or the hatred, and if we target to the enemy as an external object of harm, then as says here, then such harm, like an undisciplined person, are as limitless as space. So you could never overcome them. So in our practice, so if we trying to if we see the external object of harm as our enemy, and then trying to win over them, then it's saying that we will never be able to win because there are like the number of that such external enemy is, as he's saying here, is like as limitless like a space. So if you conquer the single mental state of anger, it is like vanquishing all your enemies. So, however, if we recognize that our real enemy is our anger or this hostile mental attitude within us, and then recognizing that, and how if we defeat that, then it is equivalent of defeating all the enemies, and so therefore, in another word, so if we conquer the anger or overcome the anger, then there is no more any there's no more any enemies. So this we can also observe in our own practical life situation, where how if someone who really in generally somebody who's very short temper and get very angry very easily, then how this person will be upsetting so many people, and then a lot of people will be turning against that person as enemies. Whereas someone who who practice, the patient, who's been very tolerant and patient with the things and the people, and then for these people, then there is no the virtue of their practice of patience actually makes people come closer to them, and so therefore they won't have any enemies. They don't have any enemies. And then the next verse, where could you get enough leather to cover the entire surface of the earth? So this is just giving an analogy of, if you imagine that if you have that the whole ground is covered by like a thorn, and if we have to walk across that, and then so in order to prevent such any harm from being getting the protecting oneself, so if we have to cover the entire surface of the earth, where could we get enough leather? So it would be very like very stupid to be able to try to cover the whole leather, whole ground with a leather. So rather, wearing just the leather of your own sandal, just to cover on your own feet. So that is, like as exactly as saying here, is equivalent of covering the whole ground with the leather. So which is like conquering the anger within ourselves. So is equivalent of the conquering the whole all enemies. So then continue. Similarly, I cannot change the external things, but when I can change my state of mind, why do I need to change anything else? So there is no need. I mean, it is a waste of time if we if we're trying to get rid of all these external cause. Undesirable things, because there is no end to that. We would be never be able to do that. And but however, as it says, I can change if one change one's own state of mind, and then that is the one what then there is no need for one to do anything. Need to make change in any external external world or externalities, because there is no kind of the externally there is no any unfavorable situations or unfavorable objects. So once you have completely subdued your own state of mind. Yes.
Te gomala jubi ta no sera yaba te gomala jubi ta kare gomon de ye chung reshi ha zebi pe zebi nyemi gomba jeba shawo sa nyene zeba gona pe ndindu la zeba mago maze ba kunde jene kunde nyemi ndindu ta ngazo nyene zebi pe so kunde nyemi ngazo rate tona ne ro meba zeba goba ju kunde la tin yeba ta ta ngo ro waisa ba son tin to ya gomo de ten sheba sha te da.
Then goes how to begin the cultivation of patience. So although there are many ways to cultivate patience, so to begin, I will explain the meditation on the benefits of patience and the faults of not being patient. So it is the saying here that one need to as part of or in order to engage in the practice of patience. So one need to first reflect upon the on the one hand the benefits of patience, and on the other hand the fault of like faults of anger. So in this way, as one developed become more aware of this benefit of patience, then one will be inspired or motivated to engage in patience, and as well as one develop more understanding of the fault or the downfalls of the anger, then one will be then more motivated to challenge and to counteract the anger. So then the text continues. The benefits are set forth in the bodhisattva levels. So initially, the bodhisattvas consider the benefit of patience.
Geshe Doga, and listen to Dendron Tori, Jida Han, Shawan Jero, Notes, that's in this song, the Mandel Hamash.
So I'm just going to read, which is quite self-explanatory. The person. So okay, they think the person who have patience will not have many enemies later on, and will not have many separation from those to whom they are close. They will have much happiness and contentment. They will have no regret at the time of death, and upon the disintegration of their bodies, they will also be reborn among the deities in the happy realms of higher status. And then continue. So by looking at such benefits, so they too are patients. So they engage others in upholding patience, and they also praise patience. So when they see patient persons, so they are delighted and full of joy.
That's Jede Toiga, Yenachi Shuzana, Sanja, Tomba, Zeva, and she's Tenguba Shabata, Zebi Shayunda, Joy Savana, Jede Tony, Jede Toala, Yeshuna, Texas does everything in Mashuga. Jete Leva Posu Subatas, Sen Dadu, Shemi Posuva Tojetene, or Zeva then Jete Leva Posu Subata. Troy, Shella, Zebich, shot the session, use showers, that Jitan post center the Shimi post was Tojetene, Zebashi. Troy, she said, Zebi was Shapare, such and then in manner that Jitan the post Suba Tonchera, Troy, Doa Shabader, Sisha Center, Zebati Shadow. son tezo shab sherisa. Ta tade no ya ronyan tade de ba isa tani ola nyana dan zaba tade no je tomba te chejen ta ra tade no ronga tade de ba ya tani yeba de je no ye tomba na ji resa. Ka ta san chung no la to je tong ka za no je zhen put shi ba de ba ka za ni cha put shi ba re. Ne san choi me la chi je je de dodo jela nega zevi ses nega se yense neba yense de zevi se no res xian zhou no ye zevi de guo jia la na xie bu tong ma no zevi guo jia la mo sui xue ye jie de la ci jie da pi pi shi zang ge ne da su jie ga ni zhe de da xiao chu ge zevi guo jia guo zhe mo sui bi xie wo no je ge ne ola lo zhe ge da pu bi na de da de den bi da me a de ga da de pen de ga ga le da me do da je da ngwa bi de da ngwa bi ge je me do zang xin da zha bin cha yin de 다 다제 파 전리 셔를 다다가 대다가 다 대명 응아바지야 매도 단자 된지 다들 손도에 분는데 저아래서 이자다 더셔 셔된 텐니다 좌벽가 차와 예도 와든 쉬어래서 다세 배제 단제되는 제제 예전 제제 제가 잡아야 저시 내죠 자바 이시 자제 예전 제대에서 다 제제 다 제위가 자바가 제비 패다 생다가 라는 주주모요 마제 타되어라더니 예전 라드반 제비가 자 세배 제비 세도 배제가 라드 제비가 되네 주저선 주저다 로가 저거니 저는 저인네 좀 저는 제바들에 생겨내 다 내가 거서와 다 타주이제 나 제바거는 내가 찾는 메데 주조한테 오도서 타주전에 소제가 세도 배제 제비된 로가 저거니 된저 봐서 저인네 다 그래서 다 저거 아디는 내가 제가 현재 로드 제대 다른 데 제대 다들 자들 아마 사바에 걸어 용도가 다들 맞아요.
So then the continue with the compendium of the perfection says, it is said, patience is the best approach for dealing with the inclination to disregard others' welfare. So, so this is to say that the patient is also act like an armor to safeguard our thoughts of like a benevolent thoughts of benefiting other sentient beings, and then patience against the fault of anger protects all that is excellent in this world. It's also the patient is also as it says, is a source of all the possible, like the goodness, excellent qualities, or the goodness that which is achievable within in this life or in futures. And so it is like a protect all this excellent quality of the goodness, from the harm of losing by anger or arising of anger and the hatred. So all that is excellent. Well, patience is the best ornament of the powerful, So the greatest strength for those who practice asceticism. And a stream of water on the wildfire, so the wildfire of malice. Patient clears away much harm in this and future life. So the arrows of undisciplined people's words is dulled by a superior being's armor of patience. So how through the patient practice of the patient serve as an armor, and through which all the harms that you receive from others, such as such a harsh speech, then all these are then through patient, this arrow of all the harm that you receive from others are all transformed into like attractive, like flowers. These unruly people then give pleasant flowers of praise, which become attractive garland of fame. And also, patient is also the craftsman that creates a Buddha's embodiment of form and adorned with the beautiful sign of good qualities. So this is to indicate that the benefit of patience is that as a result of the practice of patience, then one can find a very pleasant body, very within in this life or in this short-term period, and then ultimately then can even achieve. One can also find the excellent bodies of the Buddhas in the form of like a Sambhogakaya or Nimanakayas, with fully endowed with all the major and minor marks of a Buddhas. So this is saying all this benefit of the patience.
Neje chunga layo zebi yen trubi jeno la diosa zebi pede ra seje loda jine jedele madu bade zebi sha yongale geza tama manjo bigona manjo bada troy diga jona geza tama jobe troy jo dele geza manjo bade dale troyida dain troli troaliten zavadisha neje chungala zebi yen trobi jedno dangena chojo shiba yisen da neje la nepa manga neje nganda lonjo ko neji doga dedo mazi jiga se ka ya ma ko neje chunju ra ne ja nganda lonjo den tegyo dese sangena rida deda neje chungala yo zebi yen trobi jedno ngene 다 제바야 보이네 내제 추주들 다다 연투 제바야 뭐고야 콜바 네바시 네바야 네바 무시디가 맞아 저가 내제 추아서 되게 내 차서 내서는 내가 알군로 사패고 말이야 뭐또 처음부터 지금 군로 사패 군고자 내서 알아 파지 판내래지 말이죠 그래서 내서 다선에 내제 중앙라에 세비엔 초비 제동 녀모도 제자래 셰비제다 까다바 노저요 또 돈바당 내세제 단대 매 첨본 조비 치 제동 무슨바 노제제도 로드제 나이 메피피 고자동사 무슨 로드제 단 로드제다 와 빼자 되게 표현은 전에 고작 처음 말은 나편에 고작을 처음 말 대노지래서 되네 선전 도전 저희 매도 되네 연초비 좀보 다들 레비서 개발나 소비 폐 되면 권해지던 와 봐오 사제 야 근데 대고 번내 나무 이제 다리 대신데 전화지
So then the Lama Tsongkhapas then the comment or on the or explain the meaning of the above lines, above verses. So it says thus. So Arya Sura's praises patience by way of its many benefits. So it stops you from turning away from others' welfare on account of living beings' misconceptions. And it protects you from anger, the enemy that destroys many roots of virtues. So, as is clearly indicates here how the anger has the capacity to when the anger arises, so it has the capacity to destroy or to extinguish our virtues. So, but however, we can protect our virtues through this practice of patience, and then it is a captivating ornaments because it endures the harms of those little powers. So this has also a very a very specific meanings, in the sense like how normally we are we lack patience. We lack patience to any harm that we receive from some very incapable or very weak person or weak living being. Such as if there's a tiny mosquitoes is bites on us, then we would, without second thought, we will just kill it. And
so big man, very powerful. You hit him. Mr. Someone you wrote that very easy. So very big man, very powerful man. You hit him.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
So therefore, it says here that how with the practice of patience, then we will be able to even to extend the practice to even those who which are very weak or insignificant being who cause harm. We are able to do that, and whereas as Krishna said, how in our case it's opposite. Whereas we become very discouraged and become very timid. If there's someone who's very strong persons come and attack us, we would even dare to show any anger to that persons because of the fear. So and then the I'm losing it. Okay, here. So it is captivating ornament because it endures the harm of those of little powers. So it is excellent strength of ascetics who are tormented by the afflictions. It is a stream of water that extinguishes the wild fire of malice. It is armor that cannot be pierced by the arrows of undisciplined persons' misconceptions. So it is a skilled artisans who creates a fine form of golden color that captivate the eyes and mind of being. So this all relate to the meaning of the above the quotations. So Okay. So there's a golden color that captivates the eyes and the minds of being, and then the text goes straight into furthermore engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds. But there's one line which just a few sentences. So probably in a included in that the order of the English sentence. So basically the sentence ends with through in this way through the various way the practice of the patient is highly commented or highly praised. No.
Yes, yes,
No.
No.
Okay, in the beginning of the sentence, you can see that by ways of the Arya Sutta patient, by way of its many benefits. So that's in Tibetan one, it ends with that. And then furthermore, engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds states.
The children had hardly as the other. Shamala and Goji, Dendo Chava Jet, Tang, Ngelete, Ngelete, the second there was, that. Then Goji, the Trojan, then the Jet in Cadesa. Charosamo, when the bear happened to other theatre. Zeva Jet, the tenant, Yenjaga, Maniobares. He go on Maniobe, send the right, it's on the there. He's a dead manana, what this is there. Guardian is there, take guardian, they is there. Send the right, that there. Shamana, and long over us. Dendo, the husband, then Chavache. Tatu, then Nele, Tavatan, Combote, day, and that was Shama, and Gandabazor, and there is Shama. There are some Teton dog, Zeba Yabagon, patent you started. That's all as of it. Zeba, generation, Javan, and Eva shoot all the temper. Money is about Gomba Shavos, that was a telling the that's all. Last so be paid to one Zeba shooting. That generation. That in Devata sugar, Devaling should trouble them money, but the apple go got it, scissors are mother, and Zeva gone Devon didn't thank about money about ghost, I think what it, trying him with them.
So furthermore, the engaging in the Bodhisattva's deed state. Whoever works hard and overcomes anger is happy in this and future life. So that's just 2 lines, and then in the next paragraph you can see how profoundly these 2 lines are elaborated, the explained by the great Tsongkhapas. So if I read. So when you rely on patience continually, so you do not spoil your joyful attitude. So you are always happy, even in this life. So there's which is whoever works hard and overcome anger is happy. So he's talking about how the practice of patience can ensure happiness in this life. So moreover, patience stops miserable rebirth in future lives. So give special rebirth in happy realms, and ultimately bestow sudden goodness, so you are utterly happy in these and future lives. So meditate on these benefits until you gain a firm certainty about the cause and effect relationship, wherein benefits such as these arise from patience. Okay, we leave it here, and please could some people bring the tea?